Okay. Tiger Tumble. Whew. You guys remember how to do this?
Sir.
It's been like 5 days since we've done it.
Sir. I remember.
We'll start with that. We're just gonna jump right into it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We learned 2 moves. We learned the dive roll, and then we're gonna come up into that kick, all right?
Yes,
We're gonna
sir.
start with that right foot forward, cat stance. Go into that dive roll. Come up into that side kick. Yes. All right. So, this is what we're gonna kind of work on today. Is instead of you coming up with your butt towards the front of the room, we're coming up parallel to the front of the room. Okay.
Sir. So your shoulders are
Your
facing
shoulders, yeah, are gonna be facing
the door.
the door.
Okay. So it's like a true side kick.
Yeah, it's like a true side.
Like this, but you're on the ground.
So, yeah, if you watch as I'm coming in,
Okay. Got it.
because this is gonna lead into our next 2 moves.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, check, see where your hands are. Your hands should be, yeah.
Is that good?
Now, pull your knee over here, like that, and your foot, and your foot, that other foot, that left foot. So,
Oh, like that.
yes. So, what I want you to see is knee,
Okay.
hands are on this line. Okay.
Okay. So I was more like this.
Yeah, you were more like that. So, I would say your right hand and your left knee should be on the line.
Okay. Got it.
That's, that'll be your triangle.
Oh, I feel that more in my hip, like the muscles, like
Yeah.
activating more.
Yeah, you should, yeah, should activate it a little bit better.
Maybe that's what I was just being lazy, trying to avoid that. It's funny how your body will do things to like avoid
Oh, yeah.
the burn.
Yeah. We've gone over that with a lot of our shelter attacks. How you unconsciously or subconsciously, every time you use your shoulders, you are manipulating into places that don't hurt.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is not good.
Yeah, but, and so anytime anybody puts any pressure points on it, your body's gonna immediately react, trying to defend itself. And that's why we have so many of those shoulder grabs that we can do. But realistically, nobody knows that that's what their brain is. Every time I lift my shoulders, your brain is trying to figure out how to get it past all those bones, ligaments, without it getting caught or bound or anything. Pinching a nerve.
I've done all those things.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad.
Especially if you ever start to move it, it's like a block on something edge.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, just have to power through it.
Hate that. So yeah, it's almost like you're rolling, almost like on your side.
You do. You actually roll, you'll go from shoulder to
Right.
butt. So when you go over, you go into landing on that opposite butt cheek. So that when I start to come up, I'm already in position.
Right, because you don't want to waste any movement, right?
No.
Fall right into
You
it.
fall into it, you allow the roll to kind of get you into that kick.
That one's so good.
Yeah, that one was pretty good. So, what I'm trying to avoid is you landing backwards.
Right.
Kicking.
I can see that now,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't pick up on that.
I didn't talk about it last time.
I guess it's kind of one of those things, right? It's like,
Yeah.
like you're saying, it's like a polishing.
It's a polishing thing. And a lot of these, like, I'll do stuff wrong forever, and then some people videotape me, and I'll watch it, and I go, I didn't know I was doing that.
Right, totally. Yeah, unless you have like a pain feedback or something
Yeah.
like that, you gotta see it, or
You have to see
somebody
it.
has to tell you or something.
Yeah. And it's just like with our punches, where you think, oh, my punch is good, and then you learn like, well, if I do it a different way, like somebody shows me how to do the punch, then your punch just becomes more effective.
Oh, yeah.
And it's gonna be kind of the same way, which is like, you can kick all day, you don't realize that your kicks are basically marshmallows.
Yeah.
Somebody showed you how to do your kick better. other side here, any trouble, Mr. Milburn?
A little bit.
Yeah. Kind of flopping from that side. It's let's slow it down a little bit. And we're gonna go through that whole process of, instead of just jumping into the role, of consciously thinking about wrist, elbow, shoulder. As you go into it. So rather than try to get to the end of this particular back, even though you're saying just do it, for this one, consciously think about like making sure that that elbow and that shoulder are making contact so that when you get over, it goes from shoulder to opposite butt cheek. So, and when you come up. Yeah. Ooh, the other part of this is try to be a bit rounder and.
I think he's going more like side to side.
Yeah, you're going side to side. That's why I'm talking about shoulder, opposite butt cheek, and then also quieter. Quieter is not necessarily me being critical of you. It's a cue for you to. It's a feedback cue for yourself.
What helped me is like when you mentioned the like
Yeah.
ball up, like
Ball
I
up.
like Sonic.
Yeah, you're like Sonic. You ball up and you want to be rounder. So the flatter your back, the harder it's going to hit. The rounder the back, the more it's going to roll.
You never worked for Sega, did you?
Now,
That was like one of my favorite games ever. Sonic,
oh yeah,
like on Sega Genesis.
that was.
I love that game.
That's what I hated about it. Like, you get through like the first few worlds and they're so much fun and so fast,
Yes.
and then you get kind of later ones.
super hard.
Oh, and they get so and you're stuck. And like you don't get to run anymore. That's the part that
That's, yeah. Like when you start getting to like where it's all like lava and everything, and like, yeah, and I was like 6 playing that, so it was like, yeah, those levels got really hard.
Yeah, and you have to wait for the platforms to come
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, we had one of those at our daycare, and we would all like fight to get on there next. Yeah, it was good memories. That and Pokemon cards.
I was gonna say, if you were 6, that game was old by that point.
When did that come out?
Like 91, 92.
Really? Oh yeah, we didn't get it till like 96 probably. 97. But yeah, that's probably why somebody probably donated it to the daycare. Makes sense now. Because that's the only game we had.
Oh wow.
We had one game.
I would say when I got my first job in '97, like you could go to the video store, the rental store, and they were selling all of their Nintendo backstock for $1 a cartridge.
Oh man.
Because they were trying to get rid of it for all the new stuff, for all the PlayStation stuff. Of course, PlayStation was coming out, the N64 was coming out. They need to get rid of all this NES stuff. And now those cartridges are like $50, $60 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
And all my Pokemon cards should have kept.
Yeah.
I got rid of all of them. I had them in like the protectors and everything too.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, I mean, because my dad is a baseball card guy, so
Yeah.
he kind of helped get me set up.
Oh nice.
He still has a bunch.
Baseball cards were weird because I remember people that collected them just because they're like, I'm gonna make money off these.
Right.
And then there were people that collected them because they wanted to memorize the stats.
That's how my dad is. He's like a
Yeah.
stat nerd.
Yeah.
Still is.
They had like a giant notebook full of stats they copied off their baseball cards.
Yeah. He would like study like the box scores and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
He was a farm boy, so it had nothing to do.
Yeah, that's what I've always heard. There's like 2 types of baseball fans: people that they're there for the sport, and people that are just there for the stats.
I kind of like both. I think as a player, you kind of get into the stats. Like,
Yeah,
it's a way. It's like a measuring stick.
it's a measuring stick.
So
It's also to help you with your own progress.
it is. It's like, yeah, it's not always a good thing.
Yeah. Oh no, my batting average went down this year.
I'll never forget that a couple years ago, this guy set the record for the most like he was like 0 for 60 plate appearances.
Wow.
And it was like every day they would do like a sports center, like, is he gonna get a hit? Is he gonna get a hit?
Oh.
And like he still went. It went on for a long time. Because he was like a former all-star, and like he was slumping hard.
Oh.
Yeah. And he had a good attitude about it. Like he was like, yeah, you know, one day I'll get a hit. It was pretty sad. You remember that?
I don't.
Chris Davis?
No, I don't remember baseball then. I didn't grow up with baseball, I saw football, right?
Oh man, I heard that was a thing in World War II. It was just like, they would check to see if somebody, they asked them baseball questions. If they captured you, to find out if you were German or not.
Huh.
Because, you know, baseball was really popular during
Yeah,
World War II.
yeah.
And then I think it was like somewhere where they captured a general, and they asked him baseball trivia, and he's like, he didn't know it, so they thought he was a spy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they
He legit just didn't know it.
he just legit didn't know it. He just follow baseball.
You're not American.
Yeah. Right, because there's some people where it's like, you know, if you're gonna be a general, you're probably more studious, and you're
Why
focusing
not
on-
following baseball?
You're not following baseball.
I had bigger things.
Yeah, you're busy doing other things.
That reminds me of apparently John McCain when he was like captured in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Instead of telling him like people like intelligence officers
Yeah.
and stuff, he was giving him like the Green Bay Packers
Oh, yeah.
roster. Because I guess he was a big football fan.
Because what you want to do is you want to give them a lie, but you want to be consistent.
Right. So he knew, and you know, it wasn't lying about the names, but.
And I've also heard that, like, they'll do things like, if I'm ever gonna if I know numbers, I give you numbers, I'm gonna multiply them by something, or divide them by something.
Like
So it's like,
encoded.
so it's like, if it's the number of men, I'm gonna multiply it by 10. If it's the number of planes, I'm gonna multiply it by 3 every time. That way, when I give them the numbers, I'm always consistent. But I'm not giving them.
And that does get you around the polygraph,
Yeah.
or whatever they're trying to do to you.
Oh, Mr. Milburn, also, I think what you're doing a little differently on this side is your legs are way out. You go over that turn. That may be also why you're going off on that. Looks like you're going over here. So what you wind up doing is you're doing this. Get those, and as you're coming over, you can get those legs in. You're gonna turn a little bit better.
Sick.
Let's do it one more time because we're out of time.
Yeah.
You figure out how to make it quiet. You will be set. That should become your auditory. I mean, you're gonna feel it every time it's loud. You feel it.
Yes, sir.
But if you can think about like, what can I do to make this quieter? Like, if you ever run through a room, when you run through that room, it's loud. And I would say, run through this room, but do it as quietly and as fast as you possibly can. How would you change it? Yeah, you'd absorb it more. Yeah. So that's kind of what you would do. It's like if you start to think about like, what would I do to make this quieter? So it kind of gives you that feedback. It's like, all right. We've got like 3 more moves on this. We've got 2 more kicks. And another dive roll. The last dive roll is easier. It's an easier dive roll simply because after we do so many of these, it becomes the hardest.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just become too exhausted. Okay. Bow out.
Bow to head instructor.
Bow to intermediate student, beginner student, and everybody at home. Master class.